Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to reset a throttle body. I figured I'd make a video of it because I have a nephew that needs to have it done, especially if you just cleaned it. So you can see the throttle body light there. If you got that and it stays on, it happens on my truck all the time because I have a loose connection on the pigtail if I hit a bump and stuff. So get yourself a pair of jumper cables and I'm going to show you how to reset that kind of quick. Well, unless you own a truck like he has or a Sebring, he's going to have to go up under the wheel well here. So I've already loosened the cable here. I always tell everybody to disconnect both cables because I want to be sure that the battery is not in the loop. But if you do know what you're doing, you can just disconnect one. But make absolutely sure that this does not touch that it's completely out of the way. It doesn't matter whether it's positive or negative. It does not matter. What we need to do is we need to drain the ECM so that when we start the truck again, it reprograms or rewrites, I should say, the throttle body. So you can see my connector there. Every time I hit a bump, it kind of moves it a little bit. I got to get that pigtail replaced. But every time I hit a bump, it'll throw that throttle body, and sometimes I have to reset it. So let me show you what we're gonna do. We don't care whether we use black or red here, okay? But I'm gonna use the same color. If I use black, I'm gonna use the other black. If I use red, I'm gonna use the other red because I simply just need to make the connection. So I'm gonna hook red to this side. Again, the color doesn't matter. I'm gonna hook that up, but I am not connecting it to the battery. I am now gonna connect it to the negative cable. So let me grab the other red. It's not gonna spark, it's not gonna do anything because it's such a low voltage. Again, the battery is out of the loop, at least one side of the battery. Make sure there's no wires connected to it. If you have two wires, you can't just disconnect one. You need to disconnect both of them and hold them together. So now I have it there and I have it here. What that's doing is it's draining the ECM, kind of like powering down your computer. You're shutting it off and you're rebooting it in order to reload something. We need it to relearn the throttle body, and this is how it relearns. So now we're just gonna let it drain. And you're gonna, I always say 60 seconds, but if you can leave it on 8-10 minutes, that's even better. And I like to have my door on because then the light also pulls voltage. You wouldn't think that it would, but it does pull ohms. So now we can put this back on. Get up there with one hand. Of course, my alarm's gonna go off. Now I can start my truck and there's no throttle body light. So that's it. That's how you relearn the throttle body. So now, if you have a throttle body that's bad, and you do this and it doesn't correct the problem, that's because the throttle body itself is bad. It didn't lose communication. In that case, buy a new throttle body, put the new throttle body on, do the same process and let it relearn that one. And some programming requires you to go in with a computer and relearn the throttle body, but most of the time you can get away with doing it this process. So I hope this video helps you out. Please click like, please click subscribe, click on my name underneath this video for all my other how-to videos. And as always, guys, enjoy.